What's up, internet? It's dumbass Panicos Gaming. We're back in this shit. Oh god, this fucking hunt, man. So I think this is basically going to be the last hunt during like the event. Because technically the event ends on the 2nd. I might stream tomorrow because I know I haven't streamed much this week. We'll see. I have like no excuses for it. Though I will say I'm hoping today goes fine because last night my computer decided to just randomly some USB device was disconnecting and then more or less instantly reconnecting. So it was playing the sounds. And it was doing that like every 20 or 30 minutes. It hasn't done it yet today, but also I haven't even been sitting on my computer for 20 minutes, so you know. So if that starts to be a thing, yeah. I can probably just mute it, it'll be fine, but I have to figure out what that is that's doing it. Or it's just something being haywire. This computer really needs, like, a full, reset, basically. Just, like, fresh install Windows. Because it's... yeah. Even though this install really isn't that long, but I think just with how jank everything was when I, like, installed it, it's probably for the best. Also, I do wonder if maybe it could be, like, the RAM sticks are giving me issues because my, I bought 2 RAM sticks, and then later on, like, probably almost a year later, when my buddy more or less fried his computer by dumping water inside of it, dumbass. But somehow, I think it was only the motherboard that got screwed up. Like, I don't know how he didn't fry his graphics card. But anyways, he got that figured out, and then I took his old stuff, including... or the old stuff that he assumed was broken. And he just bought new RAM, so I just took his old RAM. But now I wonder if maybe that's a little bit more suspect than I originally thought. But I mean, it's been basically fine for years now. Yeah, it's been a couple years since I did that. Did not even see that there. Right. I've been doing a little bit of testing with breeding. There was a comment, or actually a whole thread on Reddit that someone's, you know, basically asking what people think of the breeding because they were like not enjoying it. And I'm going into this expecting everyone to be like, yeah, this breeding's absolute ass. Apparently some people actually prefer it, which is wild to me. But then not only that, people are like saying that like, oh yeah, breeding is faster than in the previous games. I was like, okay, that's not true because I've been doing it and it's not faster. In fact, it's like literally half the speed. You get eggs slower and you hatch slower. But I can't just say that without having something to prove it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to dig into this. I'm going to actually test it. One thing is that I had completely forgotten that the egg sandwiches also boost your hatching speed. By a considerable amount, actually. I need to look at it again, but I believe the level 2 sandwich, like, basically halves the speed, or halves the number of steps you need, rather. But actually, now I'm wondering if I'm thinking of the level 3 sandwich. Anyways, basically, I forgot about that mechanic, but I did go through and test it. That's why I have my heat ran. And, yeah, spoiler alert, it's not faster in this game. In fact, it is very much slower. Not as slow as I thought it was, because, again, I was hatching without the sandwich going. Hold on a second, let me double check this. Okay, yes, it is that one. God, there's, like, no raids. They're all on the right half of the map this time. Oh, God, get me out of here. The lag. The lag. Look how long even the fade out took there. God, this game's such a disaster. I guess I should have checked to see if any of those Gyarados were red, but I kind of don't care. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to try and make a YouTube video about that stuff, because, I mean, it's not really anything... It's not really good stream content. I just have a bunch of Charizard eggs now that I have to hatch. Found a Reverum outbreak. I see a bunch of Riolu. Those are Riolu, right? Yeah. They're all facing in the same direction. That's good. Yeah. Reverum, right? Literally, I was going to at least look to see if any of them were shiny. But I guess there's no point. Did I actually check this one or no? I think I did. But yeah, I was using Charizard because it's a Pokemon that's... Sorry. It's in... Fuck off. God, I hate the encounter shit in this game so much. Neptune. Yeah, the frame rate lag on it. Welcome back, by the way. But yeah, I was using Charizard... a Ditto, obviously, for breeding, and then a Heatran for the actual hatching, because all three of those Pokemon are in Sword and Shield, BDSP, and Scarlet and Violet. So that way I could actually, like, test and see how fast the breeding is in each game, rather than, like, kind of making assumptions. Like, I actually had written down a note somewhere that Sword and Shield is about 120 eggs an hour, but in the half hour that I did for testing stuff, it was actually 90. I think what that was is that note was from when I was doing the when I was using my switch up, so like it was just collecting them automatically for me, but that's not necessarily as fast. In fact, it's always going to be slower because it doesn't actually know when there's an egg. It's just basically checking at a predetermined interval every time. There is a Rufflet right on top of me, okay. Alright. Some more weird stuff. Yeah, you can see here where I was hatching Charmanders. Pokemon. This one's normal, right? So yeah, we're gonna use Iron Hands. But yeah, basically, as far as I can tell, collecting eggs is slightly slower and infinitely more tedious because you can't, like, I don't know. It just sucks in this game. The collecting eggs takes longer, and hatching eggs takes, at best, the same amount of time. And that's when you're using level 2 sandwich, unlike with Sword and Shield, where it's just do it, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about doing any, like, using items or anything. I guess, to be fair, Sword and Shield does have the egg charm, but, like, that's just passive. You get it, and then it's done. And it's not even hard to get. I forget what you have to... I think you just have to beat, the director in the hotel. The same spot that you get the shiny charm from. I think you just have to beat him, and then he gives you the egg charm, or the oval charm, or whatever it's called. Oh, that was a crit. At least I think that was a crit. Otherwise, that was a fantastic damage roll. Pretty sure this isn't shiny, but, you know, again. Luxury ball. I don't know why I'm checking those. I don't really care about the rewards from this. It's nice to get just because you get some of your money back. Or more than your money back, honestly, for what the luxury balls cost, but... Okay. I do want to make sure... Oh, it's gonna always want to go to this one because... Okay, hold on. Let's put you and you in the actual party. That way we can select over here and they'll actually, like, go over there once we fill up. Oh, also, forgot about this. And actually go and double check that, this thing. Even though I know it's not shiny, because, yeah, it wasn't the slightly whiter body. Yeah, it is nice to know that I'm not completely crazy with thinking that reading in this game is so bad. But again, part of my thinking of that was that I had completely forgotten about using eggs to speed up the hatching. Or sorry, using the sandwich to speed up the hatching. So it is better than I thought, I guess, but also it is still absolutely worse. And part of something I figured out while doing this as well was that, like, all of the egg rates, or, like, the number of steps you need to hatch an egg. Let's see, we definitely want Annihilate for this one. But in BDSP, it's twice as much for everything, which I've known for a little bit. That information wasn't on Cerebi at launch, but since then it's been added. Once again, Cerebi just updating and changing information and not, like, saying, hey, by the way, there's new information. That's all you guys need to do. Literally just have an update saying, hey, by the way, we got some new information. Like, all the times that they've had to change... I say all the times. When they've had to change Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and also Sword and Shield, how their shiny mechanics work, because they were incorrect when they were first described. But, yeah. Anyways, but yeah, so that... I always felt like hatching in BDSP was slightly slower than in Sword and Shield. But it is actually literally just twice as long. So you actually are taking the same... You're taking steps at the same rate in BDSP as opposed to Sword and Shield. But... because you need twice as many steps, it does literally take twice as long. Or thereabouts. It was like about 15 minutes to hatch a box of eggs in Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. Under, like, not necessarily ideal, because again, I wasn't using a level 3 sandwich in these games, but, like, you know, the typical setup, we'll say, for how you're gonna do it. But yeah, it's about like 15 minutes, and in BDSP it's about 30 minutes for the same for Charmander eggs, which, you know, is one of the lowest step rates for hatching. Also, it did take a little bit longer to collect eggs, or I collected less eggs in 30 minutes in BDSP, but I think that's more the bike movement is kind of finicky. So it makes it hard to, like, actually talk to the old man to collect the eggs sometimes. This might kill me here. Well, that sucks. Oh, you fuck you. Yeah, I'll go ahead and Terra. I think that should give me just enough damage to knock out its, shield. I'm probably gonna die afterwards anyways, but... we'll see with this. Yeah, basically, breeding in BDSP is actually way worse than I realized. Breeding in this game isn't quite as bad as I thought, but it is really not good. I do think part of the reason why other people were liking, or are liking it in this game as opposed to previous ones, it's like, oh, well, you know, you can, while you're collecting eggs, you can just, like, walk away and do something else, which is kind of true, but you have to come back every couple of minutes anyways. Like, it is nice that you can get up and go get a drink or something in the middle of it, though. I will say that much. But like I said, people was like, oh, well, you can just hatch anywhere, unlike in previous games. What the fuck are you talking about? You've always been able to hatch anywhere. You just take the eggs with you whenever you're doing something. Also, if it's at the point that you're doing any hardcore breeding, you're already in endgame anyway, so what are you even still doing? Like, I could see maybe, like, going to collect steaks, if you just haven't gotten around to that yet, or doing raids, but, like, you know, that you can do that in Sword and, well, you couldn't collect stakes, but you get what I mean. You can go and do raids in Sword and Shield too, so that's one I don't get at all. And for me personally, the being able to get up, walk away, and get a drink, I guess is kind of nice. Like, if I start hatching some eggs, I can just, like, let that go and walk away from the stream for a second. But for the most part, if I'm on stream, I want to actually be doing something, not literally... Well, actually, for me personally, if I have the game open, I want to be doing something, not just standing there looking at a picnic bench. So, you know... But especially on stream, like, that's bad. You can't do that. And it sucks because being that there's the sandwich mechanic that's required for it, there's basically no point in trying to breed without a sandwich going, which is very stupid in my opinion. And I suspect very intentional. But because of that, you can't just, like, leave it overnight with the switch up doing its thing. Because you'll get, like, 3 eggs total. Like, actually looking into it, someone, you know, data mined it, and without a sandwich, the basket is only checking for an egg once every minute, and it's only like a 3% chance of spawning an egg. So your odds of not seeing a egg at all overnight is, like, actually not impossible. But yeah, I have a feeling that's intentional. I think they did that specifically to combat people using, like, turbo controllers and stuff. Which yeah, just let people play the goddamn game, Game Freak, for the love of fuck. But yeah, anyways, I might try and make, like, an actual YouTube video on that. Mostly because I can make a very clickbaity title for it. Or somewhat clickbaity title, I guess. I don't know. But also, since I've already, you know, dug into it and, like, actually did some testing. Granted, not really enough to be, like, a meaningful amount. Or, sorry, not meaningful amount. Just, like, you know. It's more of a very broad indication of trends. Not really, like, an exact number. I would have to, you know, do a lot more testing for that. That was, you know, collecting eggs for 30 minutes and hatching one box of eggs in each game is nowhere near enough data. But it is enough that I can, like, pretty safely say, yeah, you know, 60 eggs in Scarlet and Violet and 90 eggs in BDS or in Sword and Shield is probably just means it's slower in this game. At best, it's only as fast, but again, it takes more work because you have to constantly make or buy sandwiches. Alright, eventually I'll get to play the game again. Hey, speaking of something that's worse than Sword and Shield, it's not true. The raids aren't actually worse, if only because the AI doesn't punish you by existing. The hell just happened to it? Oh my god. They, like, obliterated what health it had left. I'm not complaining. Once again, pretty sure this is not shiny. Actually, I don't think I properly checked the last one. No, yeah, I did. Yeah, never mind. I think we've only done 2, right? Or did I miss one? I probably missed one. I've been, like, so inconsistent with streaming recently, so I'm kind of, like, out of, you know, the habits. Yeah, we did miss one, because we were at 25 when we started. Whoops. With how few of these I even need to check, you would think I'd be better about that. I will say, breeding, definitely still better than this shiny hunt. The fact that it's been 20 minutes, actually more than that, and we've only encountered 3 is, you know, not good. If it was like 1 in 100 odds, that wouldn't be terrible. But it's, you know, it's plus 4,000 on those odds. It's 1 in 4,103 point something, I think, as well, but I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, this won't be the last time I do this hunt, but it is technically going to be the last time that I'm doing it during the event. Which reminds me, I do need to double check on Violet tonight that I have this event active. As long as I don't connect to online, then the event technically doesn't end, even if it's no longer, like, available from online. But unfortunately, being that there is DLC coming out at some point this year, they said fall and winter of 23. We'll see if that... I expect at least one of them will make it this year. I would not be surprised if the second DLC gets delayed to early next year. But yeah, once that comes out, I will probably need to play through it in Violet at some point. So, you know, unfortunately, that's going to mean that I can't really do this event forever. I would like to get at least one of these, but, you know, I've mentioned before, if I don't get this, I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's... it's just, this event just sucks. To a degree that I kind of just don't If I get it, great. If I don't get it, nah. Oh, forgot to count that one. Is that going to cause a stat reset? I hope not. From itself. Okay, perfect. That's through the shield. And now I don't really care if it resets stats because it doesn't matter as much. Oh, you know, yeah, that probably still did more damage. I was gonna say I probably should have close combated there, but it's still not very effective. Once again, probably not shiny. You know, I was gonna say, surprise trading is gonna hate me once I get around to actually trading these, but that's right, I can't actually do that because I can't connect online unless I want to lose the event. I suppose I could surprise trade in Pokemon Home. Speaking of Pokemon Home, I did finally get around to transferring over a postcard from Pokemon Go. So I was able to catch a bunch of Garden Form Vivillon, which did scare me a little bit because when I was looking through the GTS on Pokemon Home, it was like worrying. Just because none of like the other forms had anyone asking for a garden form pretty much, except for Elegant, which is another one that was super common. And there was a ton of listings for garden form, like asking for other stuff. So I was like, uh-oh, I hope I can like actually do this, because otherwise this might suck a lot. And it was actually fine. I got them all of the Vivillon forms in a day. So that is now done, thankfully. That was one of the things I was like actually looking forward to with I was saying actually looking forward to. That was very much looking forward to with Scarlet and Violet, was being able to finally get all the Vivillon forms, and then they kind of cucked me because for some reason they made that a Pokemon Go tied event. Well, I know why, so that way they can promote Pokemon Go, but still. Just like put the damn forms in the game. It was, anyways. But yeah, so I got all those, and I did also get my roaming form Gimmighoul from Pokemon Go. I'm not quite uninstalling the game just yet, even though I kind of want to. Not kind of want to, I do want to. But there is part of me that is legitimately contemplating... I hate that I'm even considering this. I'm basically paying $15 for Pokemon. Although, granted, I did that with the Pokeball controller and Mew. So I guess this is nowhere near as bad as that. But yeah, actually like paying for the event to get Diancie, which I might end up doing. Who knows? Because Diancie is the one Pokemon that is... I was going to say technically not legit, but it's just not legit at all in my living decks. The thing is that it's not ever been available on a Switch title in any way, so I don't mind having it. Yeah, it's not been made available. It has been like, I think it was in Sword and Shield, in that like you could transfer it in for Pokemon Home, but there was never an event for it. So there's no way to acquire a new one. Which is how I actually have the one that I have, because I, you know, used Oak's Lab for that. Because for me personally, if I can't like actually access the Pokemon, if I've never had a chance to access the Pokemon, then I don't care about it existing for my living decks. But now this is kind of a way to get a legit one, That way I can, like, just get rid of the asterisk. Maybe. Let me go check this real quick. I saw this thing at the last second. God damn it. But yeah, so I might still be playing Pokemon Go a little bit for the time being. Part of it is I want to see, like, what the actual event is. Like, the research for the event. Which I don't think I'll actually be able to get to see until it actually, like... I have to make a decision if I'm paying for it, if I'm not going to do it. So, we'll see about that. But yeah, I want to know if it's something that I can even do. Because if I pay $15 to not get it, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to be very upset. Actually, to be fair, at that point, I can... no. I was going to say I could just be an asshole and charge back my credit card, but that doesn't work that way. If only because it goes through the Play Store. And so I wouldn't be able to ever buy anything from the Play Store again. Without creating a new account. I guess, I don't know why I had to take a second to think about this. We should be able to, yeah, because we can just Drain Punch it. We'll just use Iron Hands. We'll be fine. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Again, I'm not too worried about it, because if it's not technically been made available on the Switch, then I don't actually care. And I suspect there will be some sort of event for it this generation. But again, I don't know. Maybe Pokemon Go will be the event for it this generation. That's what concerns me with it. But for now, we'll keep playing it just to see if I decide I'm going to bother. After that, though, I think I'm just going to be done with it. Or at the very least, I'll, like... Well, I was going to say I'll set it to disabled on my phone. And, you know, turn off all permissions. But that app will reactivate itself. Oh, hey, there we go. God damn it. So I've been dealing with an issue with my computer. I mentioned earlier that a USB device is just deciding to disconnect and reconnect randomly. Or at least the computer thinks that's what's happening. So, yeah, that sound is probably going to play a couple more times tonight. God damn it. I was really hoping that was just like Windows was being weird last night, but that's probably not the case. I do really wonder if it... I hope what it is just something like my Bluetooth adapter is dying. That would be like the best possible scenario, because I can just unplug that and I don't really use it that much. I only use it when I like need to use my controller on my computer, which one, I can just plug that in if I have to, and two, I can just buy another Bluetooth adapter. They're not very expensive. I've had this one for a little while, probably like 3 or 4 years now. I think like 3 years. Anyways. Are we still belly drummed? We are. Yellow. This should be at least enough to take out the shield. Yeah. Yeah, what worries me is that it's gonna be that, the new, Wi-Fi adapter thing that I got. Although, if it was, I would have dropped some frames there, so I don't think that's it. That does rule that out. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Again, it could just be that my Windows install is getting regressively more borked. I actually had to fix all my my OBS layout today because I opened OBS and it decided it was going to open in the other window, or in the other monitor, and rearranged, or like change the size of all of the docks and stuff in it. And then when I moved it back and made it full screen on the main monitor, it didn't fix those. So, you know, that's fun. But that also could just be OBS, because OBS is not the greatest thing ever. It's awesome for being free. And for the most part, the actual, like, streaming is very stable. But, like, everything around that likes to be real funky. I did see that AMD is now releasing another AM4 CPU, which is wild because now it's on AM5. But yeah, they're releasing this 7600X 3D. So basically it's the 5800X 3D CPUs that have a bad core or two, so it's just cut down to be 6 cores instead of 8 core, but you still get like all the cache on it. So I need to see, because there's supposed to be like $230, $240, something like that, but they're only going to be in Micro Center, and Micro Center only sells CPUs in store. They don't sell them online, so I'd have to probably go drive to LA to go get one. That would blow ass. Just because that's a lot of driving. I'm basically going to be spending $100 on gas just to go pick up a $250 CPU. But if I can like upgrade to that, I need to see if that's actually going to be an upgrade too. Because like, yeah, it is a generation newer than my current CPU, but also it's like 2 less cores. And at least 1 tier down in terms of like where in the product stack for the generation it is. Because I have a 3700X, I believe. I don't think it's like my CPU is the issue, but if I was going to upgrade my CPU, then that would be, you know, I might as well go through and like refresh Windows. I might honestly pick up a new NVMe drive, just because the one I have is almost a decade old at this point. And the 512 gigs is not cutting it anymore as my game drive. I've been having to play a little bit of disk drive Tetris recently, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Also, there was I think I talked about this, but there's finally been someone who released a ARC, or an Intel Arc A380 that doesn't require you to plug in like additional PCI cables. It's purely powered off the PCI slot, which is sick. So I've been kind of waiting for something like that to pop up. And it's only like $140. But then it's like, you know, then I'm starting like looking at how much I'm adding up here in terms of things I have to buy. And it's like, or things that I would, you know, want to buy. Because like also, you know, I could just maybe consider upgrading to AM5 anyways, instead of just doing what is mostly just going to be a side grade, honestly. I don't think the new 5600X3D is going to make that big of a difference to justify the price of it. But I don't know, we'll see. But it would be nice to just do like basically a whole new rig. I'd probably just keep the same like primary graphics card, just because graphics cards are kind of expensive right now. There is part of me, I will be honest, that here we go with the fucking lag again. Fucking water, man. But part of me is tempted to just like take the plunge and just go all in on the ARC A770, because it's at least the same performance as my current card, and they're really not very expensive in the grand scheme of things. Plus, I would at least get that AV1 encoding, although Twitch still doesn't support that. So I'd actually only be using that for recording right now, which kind of sucks. Because YouTube supports it, both for live videos and, you know, just like uploads. Wow, really, there's... Before, everything was over in this area. Now there's nothing over here. It's wild. I appreciate there hasn't been much in this area. Saying that there's going to be like 3 over there now. How many did I go through there? I don't think I counted a couple of those. Huh. Well, that's a problem. I want to say we only missed 1. Uh, 7/12. What does it say my date is right now? $7/20. Okay. Okay, so we only missed 1. Yeah. Because we have the 3 in the party that I would have caught plus 2 more, and we started at 25, so it was only the last one that we missed. Okay. Was that really only 1 5-star in that entire day? Fuck. Wow, if that thing had no good speed, that would be, like, actually really good. God, it even has the right nature, too. You know, I am going to hang on to that, actually. I'm going to hold on to that one. That is, like... It just needs a single bottle cap, and that thing is good to go. Because I just need to make the defense best. And, well, for a I don't know if you want a special or a physical attacker for Gholdengo. It's kind of weird how sometimes it takes more or less time for the new raids to pop in, and then sometimes they just like don't even pop in at all. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tempting to take a plunge on the Intel. I know Intel has just stopped selling their own card for it, basically their Founders Edition, if you were to compare it to NVIDIA, and people are like, oh, they're killing ARC. No, they're just not selling their own card. They're obviously, they just had more people like jump in to start making cards for them. Again, like the company I just mentioned is making a, they have an A750, which, it's weird to try and justify buying an A750. Granted, though, they are like $200 exactly, I think. But also, like, it's not that much more for an A770. And you're going to have the same issues with it regardless, where anything before DirectX 11 is going to be real kind of funky to run on it. Fortunately, I don't play much stuff that would be older than that. But that is kind of like the one thing holding me back from ARC. Is just like, okay, we're apparently all by the lake today. But just, you know, the issues that it's still going to have. They've made it much better. Like, actually, like, the ARC GPUs have gotten considerably faster just overall, just because of driver improvements. Not even necessarily for just older games, too. But yeah, it's still like some older stuff, it's gonna be just not gonna work right. And even if I don't do that much PC gaming, there are a couple games that I would like to play on it, you know. Change Pokemon. Let's stick with Iron Hands. We'll see. And honestly, I mean, I could go get like the AMD, whatever their options are. I'm not buying NVIDIA at this point, especially with like they just dropped the 4060 and it's just a dumpster fire. It in no way is better than the previous GPU. Or it might be a little bit better than 3060, but it's worse than a 3060 Ti, which is embarrassing. Typically, you'd think they want to like at least be matching 3070 performance or something. But their excuse is that they have software solutions with the DLSS stuff and whatnot, which is that's not how that works. Granted, it works pretty well, like the actual you know, the software and whatnot at this point, but like your card still has at best the same power as last gen. So like you know, kind of hard to justify telling people to pay the same price for a product that performs the same but is just 2 years newer. Actually, well, okay, we'll not get... I was gonna say, I guess that's what the car industry does, but... At least with that, the only difference between the, you know, a 2022 and a 2023 is the year, right? Yeah, like I could look at the AMD option. The reason why I'm hesitant with the AMD option is just historically their like media stuff, their encoders basically, just like the quality has not been as good as NVIDIA. They've gotten a lot better, but like NVIDIA, or I mean Intel, in that there's, you know, been quick sync and stuff, has just been the better option. I do kind of care about that. Though, again, if Twitch supported AV1, I would probably just take the plunge on something already. Because even if the encoding isn't quite as good, it just being that it's going to be AV1 so that you can effectively cram a lot more quality per bitrate, which isn't really any sort of unit of measurement or whatever, but you know, it gets the point across. I can stream the same bitrate and it's going to be a higher quality, so even if I'm technically losing a bit to what like the alternative options is, it's still going to be better than my current solution. But again, Twitch doesn't support it yet. Which really makes me feel like, I don't know, maybe YouTube streaming isn't the worst idea on the planet. I can't imagine Twitch is going to be far behind, especially now that YouTube has enabled it for live streaming, but like still. And, I mean, YouTube isn't, you know, well, YouTube's never really been a beloved option. YouTube's always been just like very antagonistic to its users and creators. But I think today, as of today, YouTube is actually finally, I'm kind of surprised they were only just doing this, rolling out anti-ad block stuff, Which, I mean, people have already defeated it because it took like 2 seconds to do that because, you know, as a platform, you will never win that battle. You can discourage some people, but you will never actually win the battle. Which is why it's been so surprising that, like, Witch is trying its damn hardest when it's so easy to defeat. And, like, even, you know, for the longest time, YouTube has just, like, not really bothered with it. Because it seemed like they understood that, like, there's no point in doing this. They're just burning money for something that hobbyists are gonna defeat within a week anyways. They did, well, Google, that is, change Google Chrome to make ad blockers be not anywhere remotely as effective as they used to be, but, like, you know, that's something that's a little bit harder to break, especially when, like, 95% of the internet uses Chrome. Please stop using Chrome, people, for the love of fuck. Like, Firefox is actually pretty damn good at this point. I don't even say at this point. Firefox has always been fine. It's just there were reasons why Chrome for a while was better. But, like, one, stop making everything you fucking do beholden to Google, for the love of fuck. But also, two, like, Chrome is just, like, worse than Firefox at this point. There's really no argument other than, you've always been using Chrome, so you don't care. Which is dumb. Or it's dumb when they're actively taking measures to make the online experience worse. Because using an ad blocker is really not an option. Like, you know, I understand the idea of, oh, you know, maybe use a whitelist so that way it's disabled on, like, YouTube or something, but, like, the amount of sites that just have sketchy as shit ads, or ads that are so absurdly destructive of being able to even use the damn website, where they take up like 90% of the page, and it's just like, okay, well, I can't actually use this website. Like, it's basically a requirement. Never mind the, I think I did say sketchy ads, but, like, I can't overstate how sketchy some of that shit is. And on sites that are, like, otherwise, you know, aren't sketchy at all, it's just an ad that is, you know, trying to install malware or whatnot. Like, it's... there's just no excuse for really not using an ad blocker of some sort. And so that's why it's like, it's so fucking stupid that sites are... Instead of being like, oh, hey, people are using ad blocker because the ads are unbearable. Here's a solution, let's cram more ads in. Like, no. Like, I would actually consider whitelisting YouTube if the ads weren't, like, every 2 fucking minutes and it's 30 seconds of ads. And that's assuming it's a skippable, or it's a... not a skippable ad, because if it's a skippable ad, usually they're like an hour fucking long. It's literally just people who fucking upload their podcast as an advertisement. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, if the ads weren't completely unbearable, I would consider it, right? Because it helps creators. They get whole pennies for thousands of views, but hey, it's something. But I'm not going to actively make my online experience unusable for someone to make a couple pennies. And of course, even with like Twitch's crap, which is like, they're so aggressive with it, just use a VPN. Like, well, I will not say more than that, but just use a VPN. You can figure it out from there. Oh man, would you believe it? It's not shiny. Yeah, I don't know. I just found it really funny that, like, amazingly first thing today, woke up, saw that YouTube is doing new ad blocking bullshit. Also saw immediately that someone had already said, yeah, just add these filters to AdBlock, not AdBlock Plus, what is it? Oh, uBlock Origin, that's the good one. It's the one that I use. AdBlock Plus is one of the ones that is taken money to whitelist ads. But yeah, it was literally just like copy paste and now the problem's dealt with. I'm sure they'll update it. I'm sure they're going to go the way of Twitch where they like every other week try and change how it detects the ad blocking so that way it constantly becomes an arms race. And then I'll just have to also watch my YouTube videos through a VPN. Or maybe even start using... I know Brave is a very good browser as well for like privacy stuff. Apparently Brave on Android like automatically does a bunch of stuff that I use Firefox for, so I might actually consider switching to that on my phone. Also, speaking of other shit I need to buy, I really need to replace this phone before it like gets bad. Well, I shouldn't say it gets bad. It's already pretty bad, but it still like runs fine. It's just the screen is in not good shape. And like on the back, for the back glass where it's also shattered, it the like backing to that glass, that's just like a, I don't know if it's plastic, but it's some thin kind of flexible layer that you can if the glass gets destroyed, you can peel it back basically. That has started to peel a little bit. I think that happened to me on stream actually. I noticed that. And, like, it still works fine. I generally don't put myself into situations where, like, I might end up dropping my phone in water or something. But also, if my phone were to, like, get fried, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Because just besides being out a phone for a couple of days is not great. But also, like, all the stuff that's tied to my phone, like my Steam account and all that, is like, okay, well, that's no longer recoverable, so... might actually do that this weekend now that I got another paycheck. Have I really not gotten a life orb in this save yet? Wow. I don't really have a need for it because I don't really do any competitive stuff, but like, goddamn. Yeah, we'll go from this side here so we can check the 5 or the 6-star rather. But yeah, basically, I think this month I actually have, like, effectively an extra paycheck. Right? Because I get paid bi-weekly, but most months aren't 28 days. So eventually it gets to a point where, like this month, basically, I'm getting a paycheck on the 1st, and then the 15th, and then also, like, the 29th or something. Instead of getting the usual 2 paychecks a month. So some of that might be going to new stuff. But also, even before, like, I consider, like, more computer stuff, I have to be like, okay, well, I should probably get at least another webcam. Just because, like, there's some stuff, like I mentioned before, building my, the Lego Porsche that I've had for a long time. I feel like the Porsche 911 that was, like, $200 and shit. Hello? Okay, that was weird. Yeah, we checked that. Nothing on the mountain. Man, is there gonna be nothing over on the right side again? Oh, there's 2, okay. But yeah, I would like to do that at some point. Granted, I need to get more consistent about actually streaming again. I guess I've never been perfectly consistent about it. There's always been one day a week I don't stream. Or that I say I'm going to stream and then I don't, but yeah, honestly, the last couple days was just like, yeah, I just didn't feel like getting out of bed. But yeah, that, I still have some, like, stuff to finish doing with, like, my setup. Like, I need to put some of the acoustic foam back up because it fell down because the double-sided tape doesn't stick to it for basically anything. Most of it actually came off the walls. I have to, like, I have a plan for it. But yeah, that and, like, just some little fiddly stuff, basically. I should probably deal with that and the phone before anything else with my computer. Alrighty. I don't think it's shiny. Even with, like, the crystal effect on it, I don't think that's a pale enough body on it. Alright, cool. It wasted a move. Yeah, we'll see. I think I'll try to stream tomorrow. It might be in like another hour-long stream or something. Because I do have to, well, I really don't have to go to work earlier tomorrow. I was thinking I was gonna be having to go to work earlier on Sundays, but honestly, the like extra thing that I have to do on Sundays takes me like 2 minutes. So it's not really a big deal. But we'll see, because I said it like last week I was gonna try and stream on Sunday, and then I didn't, and whatnot. But yeah, if we do, we'll do more of this. If not, then when I try and stream on Tuesday, we'll do something. I'm not sure what. Because I know there's NSO stuff to play. A remake of an old Harvest Moon game, but now it's called Story of Seasons because there's a bunch of like legal bullshit going on with that franchise. But that came out on Game Pass recently, and I think it's on like the Switch, PS4, stuff like that, or PS5, stuff like that. But it's on Game Pass, so like I get it for basically free. But yeah, I kind of want to play that. I don't know when I'm going to get around to Car Simulator at this point. Partially, I'm burnt out on it just because I finished it on the Steam version. And then, like, that was right as they were adding it to Game Pass as well. Well, and again, I don't even know if the achievements are going to work properly. So we'll see. This hunt will become basically like once a week. I will do like some other stuff as well for shiny hunting. So we'll see about that. Yeah, that's definitely not shiny. I actually don't know what I'm going to do for my next shiny hunt besides this. I mean, probably, I guess, water breed or aqua breed Tauros, right? But I've already mentioned that brooding kind of sucks in this game, so we'll see. To be fair, now that I know that I was somewhat doing breeding wrong, and I should be using a sandwich while hatching, it's not going to be as bad. I also have to collect all the eggs off stream because a big part of my disdain, I know I already talked about this, I've talked about it a few times, but a big part of, hey, what's up, Penguin? Welcome in. A big part of why I just hate breeding in this game is just the fact that it's so boring to collect the eggs because you're literally not doing anything. And so it means that there's 30 minutes on stream where I'm just standing there not doing anything. It's just like not good. Yeah, we'll probably do that. I'll try and get some more Herba Mystica so I can actually, like, go get Cloth and maybe a couple of other Pokemon. You're not far into the game? Well, there's definitely a lot of fun to be had with it. It's unfortunately not very... does not run very well, but it... besides that, it's a pretty fun time. I don't have to worry about spoilers here, because I'm just doing raids right now, so there's really not anything to be spoiled. You're doing raids? It's a good way to get XP, or get candies so you can get XP. Yeah, you just said grind XP. Oh, hey, speaking of, just seeing that Arcanine, there's actually an online distribution right now for a shiny Arcanine. I'm glad I remembered that. It's only going to be available for a few days, and it is like a code distribution. I need to actually look up what that is. You got it? Nice. Yeah, I need to actually, like, get mine. But yeah, definitely get that if you don't have a shiny yet. You can give the code. Oh, I just pulled it up. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, like in my case, I have both of the Hisuian, Growlithe and Arcanine, but I don't actually have the original ones. So that knocks off another shiny off of the eventual shiny decks. You have 3 shinies? Nice. Yeah, I have a lot of shinies. I think it's over like 300 at this point. But also, I've been doing it for a while, and most of what I do is just shiny hunting at this point anyways. Have the worst ones. I mean, there's a lot of not good shinies. Tauros looks no different. Yeah, Tauros isn't a great one. At least it's better than, like, Garchomp and stuff like that, though. Gengar. Yeah, Gengar is not good. This one actually specifically is not a good shiny. It's just that the actual Gimmighoul inside the chest is slightly more white, which hilariously is still better than Gholdengo's shiny, where just like the little lines on its body are just like a slightly different color, and they're so thin that you just can't tell. Can I do raids with you? No, just because honestly, online raids, the raids are busted enough without trying to add in Nintendo Online to it, so it's just easier. Also, I am going to be wrapping up probably soonish, so it'd probably only be a couple of raids anyways. Yeah, I basically never do raids online just because it's a disaster. The raids, like I said, they're already kind of buggy. And then when you add in online stuff, it turns into a mess. Like even the 7 stars, which I assume once this event is over, they're gonna announce what the next 7-star raids are gonna be. But even those, it's just like, they can be a lot easier if you do them with other people, but also you have to try and get other people to do them. And not have the game just freak out on you. So it's usually just easier overall for me to just like do them solo. Especially because like half the time you just use Annihilate and spam Rage Fist and you win. Is there a faster spot for this one? Yes, absolutely. Why am I running? Yeah, we'll see if I ever actually get one of these Gimmighoul shiny. The fact that they're like literally worse than normal shiny odds without shiny charm or anything to enhance it, they're actually worse than those, and there's no way to make them better. It's just like, besides how long it takes to do these, that just hurts so much. Just like, why? It's really just rubbing salt in the wound. Ironic, because this generation actually introduced a Pokemon that literally does that, but, you know. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, even once the event is technically over tomorrow, as long as you've already downloaded the data that, like, enables the raids, just by going to like the Poke News or whatever, the event won't go away as long as you don't connect online again. And that's actually like connecting online in game. So like you don't have to like put your Switch into airplane mode or whatever. And like playing other games and stuff is fine. It's just don't connect online inside the game. God damn it, Scyther. But unfortunately, once the DLC... Why can I not run away? What the fuck are you? Okay, how about this? The fact that a Heatran can't run away from a Scyther is kind of stupid, but okay. But yeah, basically even though I do have the data like saved on my Violet save as well, And that I'm not going to be playing anywhere near as much, so basically it'll only be for a while for doing these raids. But, like, eventually DLC is going to come out, and if there's an exclusive legendary that's only in the Violet version, which, granted, with Sword and Shield they didn't do that. You just... Basically, on any playthrough, you had to choose a legendary. Like, you had to choose which form of Urshifu you wanted, and then you had to choose between Regidrago and Regieleki, and also the two legendary horses that I forget the name of. But, like, you could, you know... It didn't matter which version of the game you had, so you could replay it on another profile on the same version of the game and still get the other one that you needed. Hopefully they do the same with this gen. But it's Game Freak, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. Nice try there, Golduck. So if they do that, then, in theory, I should be able to keep doing this event indefinitely. But if I do have to get a specific legendary or something, then I will just end up having to give up on this event. Which sucks, but also this event is brutal and itself sucks, so I'm not too worried about it. Honestly, I suspect at some point we'll get a distribution for a shiny Gholdengo anyways. But there's no guarantee on that, so we'll just have to see. Still find it truly funny that for a while I was like, yeah, God, it'd be so nice if they brought back the shiny raids like in Sword and Shield. Just, you know, have an event, have boosted shiny odds for a Pokemon. Well, they did have a shiny raid, and it does give boosted odds because it's better than impossible. It's just, you know, 1 in 4,000 on a raid that takes, you know, basically, to even be generous, I'll say you can do 10 in an hour. To be fair, you can probably do it faster, but that would rely on you... God damn, that was a good hit. It would rely on you being able to tell that it's shiny when you enter the raid, which is difficult at best. Because, again, this is not a very obvious shiny. And for some reason, the sparkle effect doesn't go off for the actual raid Pokemon. It'll go off for your Pokemon. Like, if you bring in a shiny Pokemon, it'll play the animation for them. But it won't do it for the actual boss Pokemon. Which is just another thing where it's like every possible way they could have made this hunt terrible, they did. That should probably kill me. Oh, no, never mind. Right, the reason why I have so little health is because of Billy Drum. Hey, there we go. I was wondering when that was going to happen again. Yeah, I'll try and get that figured out tonight with whatever the hell is causing the USB sound to play. I can at least rule out, hopefully, it being my Wi-Fi adapter. Just because I don't drop any frames when that happens. Double check. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure I would be able to tell if it's shiny. Just because I've done so many of these. What's up, Derpy? Welcome back. But yeah, it's not a very obvious shiny. Of course, my last trip around the map has has one near Dolazapa. God damn it. You're hunting for Fulbebe in Pokemon X? Nice. Yeah, I'm just hunting for this thing for some reason, despite knowing that there's no chance in hell that I'm gonna ever get it. But I will at least get one shiny today. Recently got a shiny Swinub in Crystal. Nice. Right. I moved this Gimmighoul over because it, like, other than the no good defense, that thing's basically perfect. Oh, hey, and that one's 6-star. Okay. Or 6 IV. Whatever. I'll have to go through these anyways. I'm not even going to worry about it. What was this thing's typing? Oh, okay. Definitely we'll just, bring in Iron Hands. But yeah, Swinub is like, or Gen 2 is like, I guess not Gen 2, but at least the first 4 generations are extra bad, because it's like, there's it's 1 in 8,000 odds instead of 1 in 4,000. And until Gen 5, there wasn't even a Shiny Charm. I think even Shiny Charm might have been Black and White 2. It may not have even been in the original games. I don't remember for sure, though. I think it's just the crystal effect, but that thing does look slightly whiter. I'm not going to get too excited just yet, though. Yeah, I think Gen 4, they added Masuda method. I think Gen 3 is probably the worst for shiny hunting, honestly. Because at least in Gen 2... because of how, like, a Pokemon being shiny was calculated, there's ways where you can kind of manipulate it. Because it's based on your stats, or specifically, not IVs, but whatever it was called in Gen 1 and Gen 2. And since, you know, IVs can pass down, there's like ways to manipulate it where you can get much better odds. Specifically, if you have a shiny Pokemon, if you use it to breed, it's like you're a lot more likely to get more shinies. That is one reason. Well, not specifically, but Gen 2 I hope does get added at some point to NSO, or even just as a standalone purchase. I kind of don't care, because the in Crystal, the Gift Egg Pokemon, I think both the Togepi as well as the second gift that you get in not Mahogany, what's the Ghost Town, the one with the towers, I believe is where you get it. But I want to say that that second Pokemon, the second Gift Egg, has like a 1 in 14 chance of being shiny or something like that. So that could be a good way to get I know Magby is in there. I forget what other Pokemon that egg can be. Hunted yours at full odds, but got it pretty quick, only 3,400 encounters. Yeah, I mean, for considering the odds on it, that's not too bad. I don't know why it is that the mini-map just, like, breaks every time you do a raid. I also don't remember seeing it before doing these Gimmighoul raids, so I wonder if it's something with this. Like, now it's fine, but, like, when you first get back out of it, it shows you in, like, a completely different location than where you are. Like, there, it basically showed me in the middle of, Area 0. Yeah, it'd be nice if the Pokemon Company would realize they basically have a free license to print money if they just put the Gen 1 through 3 games on the Switch. Like, the emulators are already there to do it. So, like, it can clearly be done. And even if they straight up say, hey, by the way, this isn't going to ever be supported by Pokemon Home, which would be stupid, but people would still buy the hell out of it. I mean, I would, honestly. I would do it just to play through the games on stream. And realistically, like... I mean, it would be nice to get, like, to bring over Pokemon from those games into Home. But, like, I don't care that much, other than if it's a shiny, and... Well, there are no shinies in Gen 1, and... Yeah, Gen 2 and 3, I think the only shiny hunt I would do is, like, that egg hunt. Alright, one more raid here. Then I have to, like, actually get ready to go to work. But we will download the free shiny Arcanine that's being given out via code right now. I don't know why it is. I always end up turning around the wrong direction to go to the raid that I need to go to. I'm like fucking Zoolander. What the hell is that in the background? Oh, it's not Sarina, but one of the less evolved stages of it. I think Annihilate is gonna be good here. I don't think Fairy is resistant to Ghost, right? Reminds me, I still need to make my goddamn type chart poster. One of the many fiddly things I need to get around to doing. Alright, we'll just rage fist this thing to death. I honestly have no idea if this counter is off at this point. It's probably off by 1 or 2. I suppose I could just count how many Gimmighoul I've caught total. Whatever. I'll worry about... If it is off, I'll like try and check it off stream tonight. I already have to do some management anyways. Oh wow, it's already nasty plotting. Okay. That seems really early. I have never seen that camera angle before, where, like, it's from the left side, but also it rotates slightly? That was weird. I've never seen that one before. Well, let's be honest, I probably have seen it with how many raids I've done, I just didn't pay any attention to it. That was weird. Though, to be fair, I wouldn't actually doubt that that's not supposed to happen, and it's just like, that was just a glitch. The way this game is. God, what a awesome game this would be. I mean, it's still a pretty good game, all things considered. But God, if it just, like, ran and worked correctly, it'd be so much better. It really needed the Tears of the Kingdom treatment, where they just delayed it for a year just to polish it. But that's just never going to happen with a Pokemon game because of how much other stuff revolves around the games coming out. What with merch and anime and trading card game and all that shit. Alright, catch you, even though I know you're not shiny. Oh, there's the USB again. Don't worry about that. Really looking forward to troubleshooting that tonight. Alright, go ahead and save real quick. Alright, let's go ahead and get our Arcanine and then I'll get out of here for the day. Right, connect online. Okay, I don't actually care about that. Mystery gift. Get via password. Okay, so let me see here. See. So yeah, basically Paul, EU1C, I think for EU first champion, and then win. Because this is from a like championship winning team. Which is cool. I do, of all the things that I can complain about with Game Freak about, this is pretty cool they do this. Where, like, if you win a major competition, a lot of times they'll give out one of your Pokemon as a distribution. So yeah, there we go. Free Shiny Arcanine. Which is nice, because that's a Pokemon that I needed shiny anyways. Alright, listen, when there's 1,010 Pokemon, I will happily take a free shiny wherever I can get it. As long as it is actually, like, fully legit, you know? Anyways, I'm going to wrap up there. Because, yeah, I have to go to work. I don't even get a choice about leaving right now. Thank you, everyone, who watched. I do definitely appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/PanicosGaming. I'm currently trying to get my schedule back to 5 times a week, Tuesday through Saturday. I'm not doing a very good job with that, but that is the plan. And yeah, typically midday streams, like somewhere around noon Mountain Standard Time, and try to go for a couple hours. We do a lot of shiny hunting, and just general Pokemon stuff, just general kind of Nintendo stuff, not really like new releases, but I do try and mix in some sort of Nintendo Switch Online game every week. And then, you know, some little other stuff mixed in there as well, but primarily Pokemon and primarily shiny hunting. So yeah, come check it out, or don't, you know, I understand completely. I appreciate you viewing regardless. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.